Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Selamat sore, Miss.
Selamat sore.
Oke, sebelumnya kita ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Miss karena sudah mau meluangkan waktunya untuk kita melaksanakan wawancara pada sore hari ini. Pun kita izin memperkenalkan diri terlebih dahulu. Ada saya sendiri, Wulan,
Saya Aufa Indah.
dan juga
Dan saya Ami.
betul, dan satu lagi ada Samsung. Eh, Sebelum memulai, kita ingin memberitahu bahwa di apa ya untuk Miss jika ingin menjawab menggunakan full Inggris sangat dibolehkan, pun juga ingin dicampur-campur juga sangat dibolehkan begitu ya Miss.
Oke, siap.
Oke, mungkin tanpa berlama-lama lagi, aku serahkan kepada Aufa untuk memimpin wawancara pada sore hari ini. Silakan Aufa.
Okay, the first question is, could you please introduce yourself and tell us about your role at the school?
Okay, so first thing first, let me introduce myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Sela Silviana Augie. You can call me Miss Sela. I'm an English teacher in SMA Tunas Unggul right now. Actually, I have graduated from Universitas Negeri Semarang in Semarang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, and then yeah, especially for English education. Maybe you are the same, just like me in English
Yeah.
education.
Yes, Miss.
Oh, I see. Yeah, in English education, and after work in Semarang, then I work here in Bandung, so I moved to Bandung right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nice to see you guys.
Nice
Okay.
to Okay, Miss.
The second question is,
Mhm.
what is your professional background and how did you start teaching there?
Okay. My professional background is, yeah, as I have said before, I'm graduated from English department, especially from English education in Universitas Negeri Semarang. And then my career start from, actually, I've worked in Semarang for 5 years. I was, do you know Kampung Inggris Semarang? Maybe have you ever heard about that?
Yeah, I
Yes.
know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So actually, before I moved to Semarang, before I moved to Bandung, I lived in Semarang and I worked there as an English teacher in Kampung Inggris Semarang for 5 years. And then I moved to Bandung. I taught what is that, a boarding school in a boarding school in Fitrah Insani for 3 years. And then now I am here in SMA Tunas Unggul for about almost 3 years.
Oh,
That's my career
wow.
background. Yeah, the story.
Okay.
I see. Okay, the next
Okay.
question is, can you share a little about your teaching journey at this school so far?
My teaching journey, I think it's so excellent. Yeah. Maybe I have an experience about the different culture because when I teach in Semarang, so it's not a formal education. So it's just like what is that? Yeah, non-formal education. Yeah, Kampung Inggris Semarang is non-formal education. So I just come there for teaching and then for different what is that level of students. And now as I work here in a formal education in a school, in a formal school, I think the vibes is also different, yeah, for the background level of the students, and then for the ability, of course, it will be different from the ability of the students itself. For the teaching learning process is very different because of the maybe the facility background. It's also what is that? Maybe become one of the aspect that also what is that? Improve, yeah, because formal education I think is better, and then the students also have a better skill than the non-formal one. That's it.
Wow.
Cool. And the next question is, what digital
Mm-hmm.
tools or apps do you usually use in your English classes?
The digital tools I use various digital tools here, as we know that nowadays maybe you are a Gen Z, right? I believe that Gen Z people prefer to choose just like using a social media or maybe a platform, something like that, better than what is that? Normal way in teaching. So I use just like quizzes. That's the digital tools, yeah, that I use. And then Kahoot, and then Padlet, and then Canva. And for the other is also I use here because we have MOU, just like a collaboration with Kuiper. So in SMA Tunas Unggul right now, we also have a collaboration with Kuiper. That's why the students also learned in English, also using Kuiper as the platform.
So interesting, Miss. And we have the next
Yeah.
question. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
which digital tools do you use to support speaking practice?
Okay, the digital tools that I use to support maybe about how to improve the speaking skill, yeah, for the students. I choose to use Instagram because nowadays many people, many students, I don't know, maybe addicted to Instagram, TikTok, something like that. And then I think it's very common thing that if we want to apa ya, if we want to give them some assignments, especially for the speaking skill, maybe I can ask them to make a voiceover or maybe to take the video or maybe yeah a mini drama, something like that. So I use Instagram and also YouTube channel because yeah, the students here has their own YouTube channel. That's why they can upload their what is that assignments there, and I can also give them score directly or and I use it online.
Okay. The next question is, do you use any websites or platforms for reading activities? If yes, which ones?
Okay. If before we talk about the speaking skill, yeah, and now we talk about the reading skill. So in reading skill, I use so many resources here, just like maybe you ever what is that access it, just like a British Council. Have you ever maybe access some article or maybe journal, yeah, using British Council for teenagers, and then we also have just like what's that TED, yeah, TED, there is also a reading and also TED Talk. Yeah, maybe you ever heard about that, the TED Talk, the TED for reading for the teenagers, and some news in English. We use a BBC Learning English. That's it.
Okay. The next question is, what benefits do you see when using digital tools in the classroom?
Okay. The benefit, there are so many benefit that I can take, yeah. So nowadays, digital tools makes lessons more interactive. I think many students very engaged to the teaching learning process, and then they also very support, yeah, the not only the students but also the other teacher. And then because if we use the digital tools, we give the students more opportunities, yeah, more opportunities to practice independently. So it what is that, maybe yeah, the assignments is not, I am not in the classroom, but I can supervise them, I can supervise them anywhere whenever I am, so I can supervise them in doing the assignments, and then in submitting also, and also directly scoring is very easy to use. So digital tools is very beneficial for our digital life nowadays.
Okay, the next question is, What challenges or difficulties do you face when using technology during lesson?
Mm. The challenge, of course, it's about the internet connection. Yeah. As we know that the internet connection at school is still limited. I don't know why. Maybe because we have a small bandwidth. I don't know about the internet connection actually, but yeah, because sometimes because of the problem, yeah, because of the internet connection problems, it makes what is that? The teaching learning process didn't run smooth because of the internet connection. And beside the internet connection, maybe the different level of digital literacy among the students is also become a challenge for me because yeah, the students maybe can access this website. For example, if they have a good level, so yes, they can access it directly and then directly understand how to do this and then how about the next step and how about the last step. But for those who maybe who didn't understand about the what is that about the step, who didn't understand or who don't know yet about how to use it properly, so yeah, it becomes a challenge for me. It becomes a difficulties for me to teach them because they have a very different level of digital literacy. And I think the last one is about the time because I use a longer time to prepare a digital materials. Yeah, so it's not a short time, but a longer time.
The next question is, how do your
Mhm.
students respond to digital tools? Do they become more engaged or motivated?
Oh, okay. I think most of the students feels better in using digital tools, yeah. So they respond positively, of course. Yeah, they respond positively and then they tend to be more motivated, active, and then always engaged in every activities, in every assignments. They always submit it. What is that? Yeah, submit it before the deadline because yeah, we know if maybe they submit it after the deadline, there will be I will decrease the score, something like that. So they tend to be more active and more on time in submitting the deadline.
I see. We have the last question, Miss. How do you make sure
Okay.
how do you make sure digital tools are used effectively in class activities?
Oh, okay. How do I measure it is I make sure that yeah, we have as we know, yeah, we have a limit time in teaching learning process in classroom. So for English class, for example, it's just only 90 minutes maybe. So it's a limited time for them to what is that? To directly access and then we directly discuss about the materials using a digital tools. But I think because the limited time itself, so I make a deadline and I make a timeline for them. For example, in the first meeting, you have to master about these materials, and then the second meeting we will discuss about this, and then the third we will discuss about the next, and so on and so on. So I think how to make them sure to use the digital tools is using the timeline that I made. That's it.
I see. Oke. Saya kembalikan lagi ke Ulan.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss, for the insightful. Semua jawabannya sangat-sangat apa ya membuat kita termotivasi juga kami mendapatkan hal baru yang tentunya berkaitan dengan digital tools. Ternyata apa? Ternyata digital tools di era ini tuh sangat-sangat berguna untuk kita belajar gitu ya. Nggak cuman tentang mindset, sosmed, dan lain sebagainya. Oke, karena sudah cukup, berarti sekian wawancara hari ini. Kita sangat-sangat mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Miss Eva yang telah menyempatkan waktunya. Terima kasih banyak. Mohon maaf karena terganggu waktunya di sore hari ini. Semoga apa yang kita dapat tentunya akan sangat bermanfaat bagi kita. Terima kasih banyak ya,
Terima kasih
Miss.
banyak,
Terima kasih
Miss.
banyak.
Thank
Sekian
you.
dari kita.
Ya,
Mohon maaf bila ada kesalahan.
Foto
Mungkin
dulu,
kita
foto dulu.
mau foto dulu ya,
ya,
Miss.
boleh.
Oke, izin ya. Boleh bergaya. Oke, sekian dari kami. Semoga kita, Miss, bisa bertemu secara langsung kapan-kapan. Mungkin kita bisa bermain ke
Yes.
sana atau kita bisa
Mm.
belajar juga ke sana gitu.
Betul banget.
Oke, ditunggu ya. Semoga bisa bersilaturahmi ke sini ya. Oke?
Amin. Oke, sekian. Selamat beristirahat kembali ya, Miss. Terima kasih.
Kasih, Miss. Dadah.
Bye-bye.